Hello, people. We are back at To The Podcast, episode 148. And we got shit clicking on in episode 148, and we are back. It's your boy, International Walk.
It's your girl, Tasha, co-hostess with the most.
And we are back for another episode of us out there. Y'all can catch us on Facebook still, at2thepodcast.com. We still hanging out on Instagram, fucking around on TikTok, YouTube, Spotify, Amazon Music, Google Podcasts, Podcast Index, Podcast Addict, Podchaser, and Player FM. Booyah!
Booyah! Got it.
What's up? Get right to it. How you doing?
I am doing
very soft spoken.
Yeah, because I feel very zen.
Energy
today.
Up.
I feel very zen today.
My legs.
I don't care about your legs. You got work to do. I do care about your legs though. You can lay down. I feel amazing today. I had a beautiful Wellness Wednesday, self-love day, whatever you want to call it. So mentally, I am a 10. I feel great, and not just because of that, but nothing interrupted that. Like literally, my husband and I are in a great space. My friends, my family, I just feel really great. And I don't want to focus, because those people, I feel great because I feel great. But if other things aren't in order, then that will affect your mental. So I feel great. I'm a 10. Financially, I am a 10. I am extremely grateful that, we can provide for all of the things that we need and most of the things that we want. And for that, I am truly grateful. So a 10. Work is a 10. I ain't had no work today, but I love my job, and it's a 10. And physically, a 10.
Is that dimes across the board?
It's dimes across the board. Jackpot. Do I win a prize?
No.
Okay. But physically, I feel great. I had a massage. I'll admit, it wasn't the best massage I ever had. It was good. It wasn't great. I was on a scale of 1 to 10. It was a 7.
Wow.
Yeah.
I don't know if I could stand a 7 massage.
Yeah, I mean,
because you know what a 10 feels like, so it's like to drop 3 points.
You know what though? I think if I was in a space, and this is what I thought to myself too. I'm happy that I was getting a massage just because I wanted to. Like, I wasn't feeling stressed. I wasn't feeling tense. My back wasn't bothering me. But you still wanted to be good. But
that just gave me, not to cut you off, but that just gave me like an aha moment when people say you should have wellness days and treat yourself to therapy when you're doing well. You just stated that all these things in my life around me are well, and you still did therapeutic things today. Yeah. Do you think that plays a part into why they were good?
Because I felt good.
Yeah,
yes.
If we was beefing or something, would your day have went as planned? Even though you had therapy this morning, you still would have been talking about getting something. You'd have been getting something off, peeling back some layers of what we were going through, other than just saying, hey, we're great. Right.
I mean, that's true. And don't assume that my therapy is always about you. But but you're absolutely right. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Like, it just felt good because I think going into it, I am in a good space. Now, every therapy session, I ain't always, or every time I go to get a massage, I don't feel good. And it's weird because leading up to this, I was thinking to myself, wow, when you get a massage, when you're feeling tense or you got a sore muscle or something, you're looking for some healing. And I was thinking, I wonder, this just makes me
go right back to normal. It's like you go back to baseline. But if you get a massage when you at baseline, it's like,
and I think
feels good.
Right. And I think that's
it's
what
like
I was
little frosted
looking for.
On top.
I wanted to feel melty, and I didn't feel melty. But it was good. It wasn't great. I wouldn't book that. You know what it is too, and maybe I should have verbalized to ask for more pressure. But sometimes in certain services, this was a therapist. This wasn't my normal massage therapist. I wanted to, I didn't know what to expect. So it was like, okay, let me let her do her thing. There were some things she did that were great. But overall, it wasn't great. It was just good. You know, I won't. Now I've had some massages that were bad. I had one massage where the girl was scratching me.
Yeah, she had nails. I don't even shouldn't even be a masseuse with nails.
And she was like rubbing me like this and like
So
dumping
she
oil.
had nails and bracelets.
Yeah.
So a bunch of jingling and a bunch of scratching.
It was a mess. And then we've had some amazing massages in Colombia. I think that was the best massage. This Colombian lady, it was almost like physical therapy. She had, and I don't mean this in a sexual way at all, she had my legs up in the air, like rotating my hips and stuff. Like, it was amazing. Then we had a massage on the beach in this little hut in Jamaica. That was good too. Mm-hmm. And them women had big, sturdy hands. Rain. Yeah.
Light rain. It was beautiful.
I can just feel that feeling right now. Yeah, it was great. So
a little muggy outside, but it was beautiful.
Yeah. So physically, you know, went to the gym. Well, you know, my day was great with the massage. I had a facial. You know, I'm upset that I waited until I was 42 years old to experience. This is my third facial, but I just started this year. I used to be skeptical because I used to, like, you know, Black people look at yoga. I used to think facials was like not for us. And I was always nervous about, what they gonna put on my face? Is it gonna make me break out? But they cater it to you. And a facial is almost as good as a massage. Mm-hmm. Like,
sometimes I'd rather you massage my face than my neck or something. Yeah.
It feels, if you have never gotten a facial.
Me doing this at night.
Yeah.
Like, it feels good.
This slightest little temple rub, that jaw rub here, like, oh my goodness. And you know, and I was happy. I felt like a student that got an A because this is the same girl. I really like her, and I went to her before, and she's like, your skin is doing amazing. It's so smooth. I was a teenager that struggled with pizza face acne. So I take pride in taking care of my skin. I haven't always, even as an adult, I haven't always, but I take pride in taking care of my skin. So I gave y'all a lot. I'm sorry, but I feel good. I feel good.
It was a lot. It was almost like she don't give a fuck how I feel. But she had 10s across the board.
How are you, great. Baby?
I feel good. Mentally, I would say I'm a 10. I feel great. Sharp in the head, ain't got no stress, no drama. Finances, I would say, is a 9 because, you know, it's always something. But we blessed. Thank you, God. Work, I would say, is a 10. I love my guys and going to work. It'd be funny all day.
And the fact that you're working close to the home, I'm happy about that for you.
Yeah, you better let me tell the people before you know.
My bad.
Jump in, because how I was quiet the whole time. You was giving your spiel.
Yep.
But I'm working closer, as she said. So.
But I'm happy for you. That commute, I know, kills you in the morning.
It was 3 years of 17 miles to work. And it might not seem like a long way, but it's highway.
And that turnpike.
It's a pain in the fucking ass.
That danger zone.
So work's a 10. And physically, I mean, like, I know y'all can see it by now. It's like.
Do I need to, do you want me to give you permission?
Like, I wore this for a reason.
Really?
I know y'all can see it now, so it's like, damn.
Can I borrow this? I like this.
Huge.
You paused like you were waiting for them to respond.
I just got to get a pregnant pause and let them know, like, this is real.
You want to get me pregnant tonight? Is that what you said?
No, I didn't say that. I wouldn't say that on camera. I want to get you pregnant. Talking about, like, we know what it takes to get somebody pregnant.
Yeah.
You don't. Yeah.
Yeah.
So physically, I feel like a 10. Sharp in the gym every day. I'm huge. Yeah. I one day, you know, maybe I'll do the show by myself or something, but I'm gonna be bare chested so that.
No, you're not.
You know, I'm gonna shave down a little bit.
I am not signing the permission slip for you to do the show bare chested.
Okay.
So, can dead that. Now, maybe if we on vacation or something and you do a little clip or something.
I'll do my show naked if I want to.
You won't have the police at our home.
So, I'm good. What you want to talk about?
Well,
I know what you want to talk about first.
Well, first I want to ask, what were your wows and woes for the week?
My wows and woes was no woes. Again, happy week. I ain't going to try to put no woes on the books. Wows, I would say Went to a basketball game this weekend. First basketball game of the season. It's the early season. Had
Sixers.
lots of freaking fun at the basketball game, hanging out with my wife. Yeah, had a basketball game this weekend. A sporting event.
Yeah.
A sporting event.
Yeah. It's a great date,
event.
ladies. You know what? Even if you're
That's
not,
why I said that. A sporting event.
yeah, even if you're not into sports, just the atmosphere at a live. We've been to basketball games. We went to one Eagles game in our life, and I'm hoping that we get to make it to another one. He's not really a proponent of that. He feels like he just wants to watch the game at home. But I just want to feel that atmosphere again.
Some things are better. Basketball games are better when you're there. Baseball games are better when you're there. It sucks to watch baseball on TV, not unless it's the playoffs. Football games are better at home than they are at the stadium.
But it's just the atmosphere and the experience. That's why I want to go. We even went to a arena football game before. We've been to a boxing. So just live sporting events. The atmosphere makes it fun. Like it really. We went to a baseball game before, but I had one of these amazing seats right behind home plate. But we went in. It was in the Diamond Club. It was in October.
It was cold. This
was a cold October. Like literally, we were sitting there like it is freezing. So
it was playoff baseball because it's October. Like.
But we ended up leaving. I do not like being cold. We had jackets on, but it still was. It was colder than I expected, and we couldn't take it. We couldn't take it.
Yeah. I want to get to an MMA event. Like that's something I really, really like on a bucket list. It's like when MMA comes close, New York, the Garden or Barclays Center or something like that. Like I will be at we will be at an MMA.
I would also like to experience like the U.S. Open or something. It was in New York this summer. I would like to.
The U.S. Open, I would want to go to something like
tennis.
that.
Yeah, that would be pretty cool.
I mean, if the girls playing again, like Serena and them not playing, and that was the attraction, then Osaka, like
well now you got Coco Gauff.
Yeah, Coco Gauff be playing.
Yeah,
because Osaka just be like, I'm good with that.
Yeah, Coco Gauff won this year, so I mean it would be great just to experience. We haven't been to a hockey game. Are you down with that?
No, not going.
What about soccer?
Soccer, I would go to. I would go to
the Philadelphia Union.
Yeah, I would go to a Union. I heard it's fun down there, and I heard the stadium is what do you call it? Operable, like real operable for the fan.
Okay.
So, like, it's a nice place to move around, get food. It's not expensive. Like, it's good. The seating's good anywhere you sit.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Well, my wow of the week.
Watch a pitch.
I would say the same. Like we had a really great weekend. You know, like you said, great. Friday night we had a date night which was so good.
First since we started date night, like other than even when we was beefing, we went to date night and didn't speak.
Which is not my favorite thing to do.
We
I'll
was
admit.
sitting across from each other, not eating. Not that that's funny, but it just a point to what she's saying.
We keep date night, but I'm not a fan. I don't like when we're beefing and we still go out.
Neither.
But and we still go out. Of course, I know you don't like when we beefing, but this date night, y'all, our date was a cuddle date that turned into a late afternoon nap.
It wasn't a cuddle date. You said, babe, you want to take a shower, get naked, get under the covers, and go to sleep?
No, I said and watch TV. No, I think I did say go to sleep. Yeah, and we did.
And I was like, yeah.
Well, we watched TV first, and then we fell asleep. And I thought he was just gonna fall asleep, and I was gonna read a book. But nope, I went to sleep too. We woke up, it was almost 9:00. He was stressing because he knows it's date night. He like, we gotta find something to eat. But I cooked, y'all. On a Friday, I cooked.
What a good wife.
And then
she was pandering to me though, I think. It's like, no, I'm just messing.
I respect the fact that
you throw around these words now. Pandering's one of them.
I respect the fact that we both were tired. I mean, and I know he was really tired. I know he would have taken me anywhere that I wanted to go, but it was just like, that ain't
that
necessary.
rest feels so good when that week come down on you.
Yeah,
and then the gym Friday afternoon, and then laying in the bed at 2:30 in the afternoon, 3:00 in the afternoon.
It was great.
It was just awesome.
Yeah,
and we slept from like 4 to 9.
We woke up 8:45. Yeah,
we get 5 hours of sleep a night.
Mm-hmm.
Over the regular night.
Which ain't that good, but yeah.
5-hour nap.
Yeah. Yeah.
That felt so good.
Woes. You know, my woe is a little beef with Instagram, and I'll say this.
Ha!
I got
fucking
like
banned.
Chastised on Instagram where I couldn't comment. Yeah, I couldn't comment for I think 48 hours or something like that because I had responded to a post that somebody put up and they thought I was spam. Which is just so crazy to me because you think with all of the logistics and things that they got going on to be able to see stuff, like my account isn't a spam account. Not only that, I see some of the most vile things. I try to avoid them, but I see some of the most vile things, body parts shredded apart.
I tell you, there's an agenda behind that.
I get it.
A video of a body part or a dead body is not spam. So that's what I'm saying. I would like to know Instagram's definition of spam is what I would know. Yeah. I don't think it's Webster's dictionary. I would think they have their own community definition of what spam is.
Like, I guess, I was thinking, like, what do they think? I'm trying to sell something?
Yeah, the way you broke it down, and you don't have to now to let the people, the way it broke down was like a solicitation of something that is not necessarily yours to solicit.
Right, which
you
is
know what I'm saying?
Crazy.
What you didn't do, but they probably took it that way.
Yeah, which is just crazy. So that was my beef with Instagram. I mean, they let me back out of jail, but it was just like, really?
Instagram jail.
Like, really, y'all? All the things that y'all let these people post. But like you said, there's an agenda, and, you know, it is what it is.
Sometimes when I write in my story, if I write fuck or ass, it'll say, do you want to share this anyway? Because it's not a part of the Instagram community guidelines. Well, and you can just take fuck and put a ad sign and a pound sign in between you and, you know what I mean? And you can do it that way.
Yeah, so, I mean,
it or like PHUCK. Like, it's...
Right, or FCK.
Yeah, it still goes off the same way.
Yeah, so what you got?
There's no easy way to segue into something like this, but we recently had an anniversary, and we have been together for 22 years. You were 19, I was how old?
24.
We're sitting here today, and she is 42 years old, and I am 46 years old. So that's how long we have been together. I didn't understand this in the beginning of our relationship, but because it wasn't the love that I feel for you wasn't at the start of our relationship. Mm-hmm. But as we gained to love each other and grew to love each other, and I felt like this is like my soulmate, like, you know, after stuff we've been through, the test and all that kind of shit, it was like, you know, this is the woman that I'm supposed to be with. A lot of people don't get to a chance to find love. Very few people get a chance to find their soulmate, the person that they're supposed to be walking through life with. I feel like I have. Mm-hmm. And as a man, as a husband, as a person, as your protector, it is my job not to cheat on you, to hold you to the utmost respect on a pedestal. Like, she is my legacy, and I'm a proud, like, it's part of my manhood to be married to her. I'm proud to be married to her. I'm proud to say nobody can come up to us and say he cheated on her at any time in our relationship in the past 22 years. Mm-hmm. And that is something that makes me proud. Like, it's a lot of dudes out here who dog girls, who live a certain lifestyle, who are with women for 10, 12, 15 years, and they cheat. And I'm not like trying to down those men. Whatever you do is what you do. I'm just saying, for me, it's something that I'm proud of, is having like a code with you. Mm-hmm. Like this, you know, we can go through shit, but you won't ever have to worry about me hurting you that way. And I'm like proud to be that way. I'm proud to walk that way. And it's not hard. Oh, you know what I'm saying? It's not a hard thing to do. And I think it's because I know I'm with the person that I'm supposed to be with.
Right. So do you think that people who cheat is because they're not supposed... Because there are men that cheat on women that if you knew everything about the woman, you would think like, damn, like she's the full package. So do you think that it's because they're not with the person they're supposed to be, or there's some other thing going on with them?
A bunch of variables in there for them. I'm speaking for me.
Right.
And what it was for me was just an understanding of, you can do what you want. Like there was ample times for me to cheat in our relationship, but again, ample times for you to cheat in our relationship. But to like you said earlier, you're my friend. Like I don't want to hurt you like that. Whatever we go through in life, I don't ever want you to say you cheated on me, like you went outside our relationship. Whatever beef we have, whatever, it won't be that. And I think because that's the ultimate thing. And it's like, so whatever we go through, whatever ups and downs, peaks and valleys we have, ebbs and flows, it will never be that type of lifestyle because I love you so much, because of who you are and what you mean to me, because of I feel like this is ordained by God. Like God put this person in my life and it's the person I'm supposed to be with. So why would I do that? Like why would I fuck that all up to end up with somebody I'm not supposed to be with? Like this is the person I'm supposed to be walking through life with, and life has shown me that. Mm-hmm. And it took, probably after our 8th, 9th year, 10th year, and it's not like it was any cheating before that, but it took me up to that point to understand that this is somebody in my life that is going to be here, is special, and it's for a reason. Like I didn't find this person. You know what I'm saying? Like most people have relationships where they meet somebody online, they found them, and that's all good. Like, but I didn't find this person. Like she was in my life since I could remember. And that's just, that means something to me.
Yeah.
What's it mean to you to be with me for 22 years and not have had to live that lifestyle of
you cheating or me cheating? I feel like that of all the things, and I've said this to you before, of all the things that we may have to worry about in life, whether it's just us beefing about stuff, if it's financial things, if it's health things, family things, of all the things, it gives me some sense of peace. It contributes to the peace that I have in knowing I can take that off the table. Like of all the things that may go on, and don't get me wrong, some people can say, oh well, you might be blindsided by something. I'm not living my life with that kind of cynical thought process. Like, I feel sorry for women who think all men cheat, because I do feel like people do what you allow them to do. If a man knew that you wouldn't tolerate it, if he wanted you and he didn't want to risk losing you, then he wouldn't cheat. So all men may cheat, but he no longer has to be your man. I mean, he can cheat once and then it can be a done deal. And then I'm not saying that in every situation a man shouldn't be, I'm not saying in some situations, there may not be some forgiveness there. To each their own. But what I'm saying is I don't believe that all men cheat, and I'm happy that my man doesn't cheat. I don't live with that contingency in the back of my mind like, well, girl, you better be prepared. I can be prepared for a lot of things in life, but I ain't waiting for no bitch to knock on my door or to call my phone, hey, Shirley, this is Shirley, is Barbara available? Like, I ain't looking. That's always funny to me because my grandma and my aunt, their name was, you never heard of that? No. Hey, Barbara, this is Shirley.
No.
But it's like an old head skit.
But I kind of got it when you said it. I'm like, okay, I know the names.
Yeah, it's like an old head skit. Jasmine Sullivan and Fantasia had like redid. It's a song. Mm-hmm. Like when Barbara called Shirley to tell her about her man. Like they've been sleeping with the same man. Like Barbara, don't call me. Like I ain't worried about no Barbara's calling me. So that gives me a sense of peace in knowing of all the things that may go on. And because we're transparent, like he said, there has never been any cheating in the sense of any affairs happening. Early in our life, we had some situations with phone numbers here or there. When I say early, I mean like early before first year anniversary. And it is what it is. I think we might have had one more, but that was like before the 10-year mark. Nevertheless, it was no cheating. I'll just say that. And I'm happy to know that I can hear what he says to me, and in the back of my mind, I'm not like, whatever. Like,
no, I mean, even if you do, and you didn't express that, it means something inside of me. And I don't care who believes me or not.
Right.
It feels good to me to walk around and know that she's my legacy, and she will never have to look at me and say, damn, you broke the code. Like,
Right.
everything we've been through, nigga. Like, you was a fugitive for 23 years. Like, I held you down. Like, we've been through some shit together. Not just that. We've been through life together. And it's like, you broke the code, nigga. Like, I would never want... I couldn't imagine the hurt in your eyes to look and because like I did something like that. So,
and that's how I look at it. Like you're my husband, of course. I don't want to break my promise to God. I don't want to break the commitment that we have to each other. But not only that, as my friend, to know that the hurt that you would have, that I would be the cause of that. Like, I would feel like a piece of crap knowing that. Like, and it's like, okay, when you're hurt, when you're sad, when you're going through something, I'm the one that's here for you to console you. How can I console you for the pain that I caused you? Like, you talking about like a sad puppy dog, like keeping their head down, not wanting to look at you.
You immediately, like, it immediately changes. Like, we don't have no kids here. It's just us two here. Like, I come home to
house.
like I come home to her. She's my safe space. Like, I couldn't do that and look at her the same way if she did that. Like, I wouldn't want to come home. It would change things like that. So, and I'm sure vice versa. Like, she wouldn't want me to hear me come through the door. It would be like, make her sick to her stomach. Like, I'm about to see his face again. Like, all this shit coming back. He out here cheating on me. Like, everything we've been through. Yeah. You can take the fugitive shit out of it. We still been through life. Like, we still
not
been
even
with
the
each
fact
other.
that we've been through negative stuff and held each other down. All of the good times.
That's what I'm saying. Life.
Yeah.
Like, we got 16, 17, 18 vacations together. Like, it's we've been through life together other than the negative stuff. So
it would blow my mind that you would want to, that you would take the chance at potentially throwing that away. And the reason why I say potentially, because had somebody asked me 10 years ago, maybe even 5 years ago, if you had cheated, you know, he always knew it's a done deal. You cheat me or hit me, it's a done deal.
Exactly.
You hit me, it's still a done deal. Cheating, I can't sit here and say with 100% certainty that I'm leaving, but it doesn't mean it would be acceptable. But the path that we would have to take to recovery, I just don't know that it would be worth it.
Right.
You know what I mean? I don't know if it would be worth it
because it's never going to be the same. So what are we fighting for?
Right.
Because what we know as us is done.
Right.
So whatever the new us is, after all of this long path and struggling to fight through it,
I don't know if I would have the energy to invest into the new us.
No.
And because now it would be like, all the things that you have said to me and that I believed, and now what credence do I have to believe in anything? I don't have a mustard seed size faith in anything that comes out of your lips.
I would feel the same way. Like, I don't believe you telling me it's 6 o'clock. No,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
Like, what time is it? 6? It's like, it's probably 6:05.
But I'll tell you this, and I stole this from someone that we both love, and I don't want to, put nobody out there, but I'm talking about someone who we both love, and it was like, they kind of expressed the fact that if their spouse had cheated, well, of course there would be some heartbreak, and but it wouldn't be as heavy on them because they look at it like, you didn't cheat on me, you cheated yourself. Like, I am the prize. Like, I am the package. I am everything that a man, and I'm not going to say a man, because maybe I'm not that for somebody else, but for this man, I know that I am everything and more, and nobody can hold the flame to anything that I offer him, that I provide for him, that I am to him.
I concur.
So the fact that you would risk that would be like,
yeah,
I might have to forgive you and thinking to myself, it was temporary insanity. Like you done lost your damn mind to risk losing this.
And I'm not just going back and forth. I feel the same way. Like, I feel the same way. And it's like neither one of us has been in a dating scene in years off the shelf. But I feel like I'm a fucking great catch. Like, I'm not hitting you. I ain't cheating on you. I'm good. I go to work every day. I got money.
But let's cut. See, that's one of the things too that some men say and do, and it's like that's
You're talking about me being a catch though.
No, just listen though. I say that in the sense of a parent saying, I was a great parent. I fed you, I clothed you, I gave you a roof over your head. And it's like, you were my parent. That's what you're supposed to do. So all those things, yes, while they are good because not all men can check those boxes. It's like, that's the basics. It's so much more to you than just that. You know what I mean?
But I'm just saying there's nothing wrong with celebrating the basics.
It's
just
not.
Because a person is saying, you know, I'm happy that I don't cheat on you, or I'm happy that it's like, nigga, okay, why you shouldn't get praised for something that you're supposed to do. But it's like most motherfuckers don't.
I
so you know, and I'm not asking for like a fucking parade, but just a little clap, like, you know, a little praise, like, you know, I like that about you. I like that that's the type of man you are. Like, that's all. Not like let's throw him a parade, because you're right. You're not supposed to cheat. You're not supposed to hit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
You are supposed to go to work.
But I think it means something when you're a couple, you've been together 38 years, there's never been any infidelity, there's never been any domestic violence. I think that shit means something.
Where you get 38 from? Oh, you were just throwing it. Okay, you confused me for a second. I'm about to say, wait, did we just go through a time?
No, we've been doing the pod for 25 years.
I'm about to say, wait a minute.
No.
Did we? I missed some years, but no, you're right. I do. I'm not saying that facetiously, but I'm just saying it's almost in the sense of giving you more props, because it's like, yeah, that's the basics, but you're so much more than that's. Like me saying, you know, I cook, I clean, I wash the dishes. You know,
yeah,
it's
you're
like,
right. It's so much more than that, but
I do celebrate all of it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not like those good things that you do shouldn't be celebrated because it's part of the thing. Right.
And I mean, and that's why I say for you, I am the package. For some other men, they might want, you know, package B or a different package. And the same for some women. They might be like, nah, that ain't the man for me. So I do truly believe, we had this conversation I thought about this the other day. During the pandemic, we may have told y'all this before, but we used to go on walks because we couldn't really do anything else. And I'm talking about 2-3 hour walks, like through our entire neighborhood. I'm talking about up and down blocks, like walks for 2-3 hours, talking about everything under the sun. And as sad as the pandemic was, and all the negativity that came out of it, it was a beautiful time for us in a lot of different ways.
We grew expeditiously.
Yeah, and I say that because where was I going with that?
We learned. There was shit about you that I didn't know. Shit about you that you didn't know. Shit about me you didn't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that was a growth spurt for our relationship.
Yeah, and I forget why I was even telling y'all that. What was I saying just now?
I don't know, babe. You was going, I'm smoking.
I know, but okay. Anyway, during the pandemic, we used to walk and talk a lot, and just enjoying each other's company, enjoying each other's time.
About cheating.
And I know, but I forget why I started telling y'all about the pandemic walks during the COVID. But anyway, it was just a time for us where we just really enjoyed spending time together and getting to know each other in a different way. Like, of course, that was 2020. So we had been together 19 years at that point. So we knew each other, of course, but getting to know each other in a deeper way, because we've always had we've always talked. This has always been our thing. Like, we used to, even when we were grown, we used to sit on the phone and talk for hours.
But
like,
it's always been our space of intimacy, and I just think we made it deeper.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we had to be around each other. I wasn't working. You was working in the house.
I was working from home.
We was together like every day. I was home for 6 weeks, and we took walks every day, like every day. So it was like a different space and intimacy we had that wasn't sexual. We had hour-long conversations, 2-3 hour-long conversations, and then come back in the house and talk more. Or have sex, and whatever.
You remember they put a curfew in place? One day we was walking, we gotta hurry up and go home. Yeah. They will come and take us off the street. You gotta be in the house by 8:00.
Give us a ticket or something.
Yeah, but again, I like you said, it's a code of ethics that we live by, that we stand by. And who wants to go through rebuilding a relationship or rebuilding your life once you realize the relationship, the pieces of the relationship that has crumbled are too broken to put back together, and now you have to rebuild individually in your 40s. He's closer to 50. It's like, who wants to, and don't get me wrong, if you're in a situation where there's some kind of abuse or something, by all means, I don't care if you're 60,
Bounce.
If you can get away and rebuild. But if it's because of somebody doing something irresponsible, it's like, who wants to have to go through that? Mm-hmm. So it's, and I don't say that in the sense of like, stick together so that you don't have to go through that. But if you really love the person that you with and you value their friendship, you look at them and think like, damn, I couldn't imagine the hurt that he would feel knowing that I caused that. Like, I think about my girlfriends. I would never do anything disloyal to Toya, where like, stab her in her back or something like that, to know that as my friend, this is that's my friend, my sister, her kids are my nieces and nephews. Like, the respect and love that I have for her and not wanting to hurt her, for me to not have more than that for the person that I made vows to God for, like, so that's the level of respect and love that I have for you, so I wouldn't want to break that. I wouldn't. That's a bond that you don't break that.
Yeah, and it's a blessing. I'm proud of it. And it's sacred to me. It's something that is 22 years and standing, and it's like I'll take that to my grave.
And so, you know what? My sister had recently posted something, and it was about treating yourself with love, and how some people abuse themselves, which is why they accept abuse. And I'm not necessarily talking about physical abuse, but why they accept abuse or mistreatment from others, because it comes from your self-love, your love of self, and your perceived self-worth, because you think, all right, if I'm hurting myself this much and they're hurting me this much, then all right, they're not hurting me more than I'm hurting myself. But once you learn to value yourself more, love yourself more, don't hurt yourself, you damn sure ain't gonna allow anybody else to hurt you. So like, for women who are in a situation where they just accept that, I pray that they just understand at some point, if that's what they want. Maybe you want a man that's out there cheating so he could...
Or you just don't care. Like, that's not one of your requirements. The bar is kind of low these days. And for some women, not all, for some women, it's like, so I don't really think about that. I don't really care if he cheats. It's like, as long as
I want mine all to myself.
At where he's supposed to be, at the time he's supposed to be there, as long as no bullshit don't come to my door, I'm good. Like, I don't go looking for shit. And that's cool if that's the way you want to live. But it's different when you can, I guess, have a feeling of like I can sit with this. I can, like she said, I can cross this off my list. I don't have to walk around
the
and
things
think
I might have to worry about.
Wherever she goes or whatever she's doing or whoever she's talking to, I don't have to feel like, damn, is she cheating on me?
Yeah, that's it feels. I mean, it's not even so much that it feels good. It feels good if I think about it, but it also feels good just to not have it be a thought in my head. Like
that's what I was trying to say.
Like when you talk about
celebrate not even having it be a thought,
right,
is a good thing.
Like when you talk about bandwidth, I mean, we haven't had that conversation in a while, but like that would take up a lot of bandwidth in your head if that's where, like, if you are in or been through a situation with somebody cheating.
Your whole internet. You're talking about bandwidth. Like,
you can't
that's
do
a virus
anything
in your fucking internet. Their firewall
internal
is
internet.
done.
Yeah.
Like, they done put a virus in your firewall and it's broken down.
Yeah.
Like you went to too many porn sites or something.
So let me ask about this. And I'm in no way saying that a man cheating is attributed to a woman's actions. But I do wonder, is there something about a man's identity where he feels like if he doesn't feel loved, respected, valued, what does that do? And this is kind of a segue because I mean, yeah, it can, he can make the decision to cheat. I'm not going to say that can make him cheat. He can make a decision to cheat because of those things. But in those circumstances, is there something that a woman can do? Because a man's value is attached, a man's identity is attached to what?
Ego. It's attached to his ego. Like men have ego. Your identity is attached to your ego, whether it be big or small. You get ego from being a man, like being a provider, providing security for your woman, having her believe that your security is real, your children, having them believe that they're protected and you providing for them. All that stirs up your ego to make you feel like I'm doing the right things, I'm protecting my family, I'm protecting my woman, I'm protecting my kids. And when you can't do that no more, your ego is shattered. You feel like you're less of that. Because again, we're bred to think that we're not unconditionally loved. Men are bred to think we're only loved under a condition that we provide. If a man doesn't provide, no woman wants him. I mean, let's be real. Like that's what it is out here. A woman does not want a man that can't provide. Right. Whether it be security where she feels safe, definitely finances. Like those are the two top things. So if you're not providing that, you're kind of dismissed. You're looked past. You're looked through. So you kind of lose your ego of who you are. Like you start to feel like, what's he got that I ain't got? Like, I'm, and again, it's all tied to your ego shrinking because you're not feeling like a man.
So a couple questions. One, so what is it then? Because we know we have, what do they call those men? Hobosexuals, where they don't work or they're not able to provide, so they attach themselves to women who they can leech off of. Because the way you speak about it is as if all men have this ego that's attached to their ability to provide. What happens to the men? Like I'll say, my dad, he worked sporadically. Like he would have times where he worked and he would have times where he didn't. What happens in those situations?
That guy,
how does that go away?
That guy, what do you mean? How does what go away?
I mean, where's the ego then? Because you're not able to provide.
But
I'm not going to say you're not able to, you're not providing.
But you attach yourself to a woman who has less standard than that. So that's what that's all about. Like you attach yourself to a woman where you can control the situation. You can look the part even if you're not doing the part. Like
so the ego is attached to controlling the situation.
Oh, yeah.
And controlling the situation is usually because you're the provider. So if you're not the provider, then you find other means to control.
Because the control makes you still make you feel like the man.
Okay.
Like I got the pants on in the household. Like because I'm not working, now it's not like she walking around and telling me what to do.
Okay.
Or she setting the rules. Like, no, I'm still setting the rules even though I ain't bringing in $1 because I'm using other manipulative ways to control.
So, okay.
Where I pull my ego from.
So, let's say you're a man and you are a provider. Let's say you have an amazing career and there's like an Enron type situation. I'm just going to throw that out there. And things collapse.
You lose your savings or something, your retirement.
Things collapse and now you are unable to provide. Not because you don't want to, not because you have not done all the things that you were able to do, but because this is attached to your ego. Now you find yourself in a situation where maybe you're not the breadwinner. She's going to hold things down for you and she's supportive and she's loving you through this and she's trying to help build you. Is there anything that a woman can do to help a man, or is that all internal? Like we really can't help?
I think everything you just said you can do, but I don't think it's something that has to get fixed within him because it's his ego. So what you can do, the best thing to do was to be supportive. Support him. Don't kick him while he's down. Be supportive of him. Encourage him. Don't be discouraging him. Those things if they're in place, then I'll find my way, because I know I'm not being kicked down, I'm not being forced, I'm not being told I ain't shit, like that, those kind of things. So as long as you're doing that, that's all you can do. I'll get my shit together, I'll figure it out, like I'm a man, but don't, when I'm down and I'm feeling like shit, don't tell me I'm shit, because then I'll start to believe that. You know what I'm saying? So if you're my safe space and I'm falling and you know there's greatness in me, then encourage me, like, hold me down, like, like you said you would, but don't give me looks. Don't, now again, I got to be trying too.
Right.
I got to be putting forth the effort in myself too. I'm not just laying around playing fucking video games, but I'm doing shit too, but don't kick me while I'm down.
Yeah, I have a friend, and I'm never going to say any names or give any hints to it, who went through a situation where, her spouse just needed to kind of find their spot, I guess is the best way to say it. And I love how support, like, all the things, and I'm sure there may have been moments of frustration, not necessarily with him per se, but just with the situation. And maybe even feeling frustration for him, not frustration at him. But I love the way she supported him and bigged him up, in whatever ways and things that he was doing to, reach that space. And I think
no idea how much that helps a man. Like, you have no idea. Like, there's nobody else that can do that for us but our woman. Like, our homies aren't going to talk to us like that. Our mom, whether they're around or they passed on, or you don't have a relationship with them, like, they're not gonna. It's something in you, but your woman that's saying, "Babe, it's gonna be okay. I got you. I'm gonna hold you down. Don't worry about it. Just keep fighting, Like, you'll find your way, because you have that. If you didn't have that and you came home and it was, the fuck you doing, and blah 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 blah, and it's like, damn, I just feel more and more like shit every day. Believe me, I feel like shit that I'm not providing.
Right.
But the fact that you keep telling me I'm not providing is making it even worse. Like, at the most drastic end, you talking about Enron shit and I lose everything. At the most drastic end, you dealing with somebody that might kill themselves. Yeah. And on the least drastic end, it's like, I just don't need you to, be beating me up, you dumb motherfucker. You put all your money in there, like, come on now, like, I just lost everything.
So let me ask this: you're not this dude, and so I know y'all that he ain't the spokesman for all men. So if you have a differing opinion, of course, share it. What's the dynamic with a stay-at-home dad? Like, who is like, my wife, she has an amazing career, and it's more financially prudent for her to keep her job and for me to, be here to take care of the kids, and it works for them. Like, they're great and they're happy. For him, is the ego still there in the sense that he's providing for his family in a different capacity?
His situation, which, whatever works for you, it works for you, but his situation still has ego tied to it, but he's providing in a different way. Believe me, those guys who are the stay-at-home dads and take care of the kids, they're fucking on it. They're doing it to the best of their ability. They're never late for pickups or drop-offs, because that's their thing. That's my spot. My wife goes to work. She's making money. Her career is taking off. Mine hasn't. And we got kids, and she got to be away, and I got to, so you do that to the, like, almost like she would. Like, you get into it to the point where I'm
like, that's your career.
Yeah, this is my spot. I found my spot where we still work. Everything's good and everybody's ego is fine. And she's coming home from her job, her long days, and seeing everything's taken care of. The kids are great. They're happy. They're happy to see you. They ate. They're like, everything's good. House is clean. Like, errands are ran. Like, if that's your spot, that's your spot.
All right, so let's say 3 years from now, bam, babe, I got an amazing career opportunity. I'm making $500,000 a year. We just had these miracle baby twins. We got to make this work.
Whoa. What?
I'm putting a hypothetical situation out there.
Yeah, but why you got to put that hypothetical situation?
Well, because you're going to be, would you be the stay-at-home dad?
Not with the babies, no.
You can't be a stay-at-home dad without babies.
I'm going to work.
I make $500,000. You don't have to work. Like, but I can't go to work and you go to work and these babies. So you want I give up this $500,000 career?
It's not all about the money though, because you could come home to a wet noodle. Like, I could be no more good. I could be a pile of liquid when you come home.
You would be amazing stay-at-home dad, though.
I could be a pile of liquid when you
Would you give it a try?
I don't know, baby. We can work on my salary. My salary is always growing, and it's like, we'll be okay. I know the $500,000 is there, but it's not like if we don't take it, we're going to be poor. We're going to be straight. But fucking babies, like, look.
What if it was just one?
It's a kid. Like, it's
You too old for a kid?
Yeah, babe, I'm 46. You talking about a 10-year-old being 56? Hell no.
Y'all hear this, right? He wouldn't be my stay-at-home husband.
God, I will be your baby daddy for the rest of our lives, but I don't want to be.
Why you stuttered? Why you stuttered?
I had to be. I
It was painful. You gotta drink some water on that.
No, I got a little dry in the mouth. Move on. I want to say shout out to the first female black mayor in Philly. We don't even live in Philly. Haven't for 16 years. But
we've never lived in Philly.
We did in Philly, and well,
we lived in Pennsylvania.
Yeah, well, you know what I'm saying.
I was saying we haven't lived in Philly since.
You know 2000. What I'm saying? Like, Jesus Christ, Pennsylvania.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
You're
but
right.
I'm just saying it's the first time that there's been a female black mayor, and I hope
female mayor at all.
Yeah, and I hope that she does a great job. Politics is a man's game in the sense of how it's constructed. I'm not saying that it is. I'm just saying how it's constructed. It seems to be an old white man's game, and I just hope that when it's a woman, they're thoughtful, they're sensitive, they're more likely to think things out. But in that game of politics, you need a hard side, and I hope that she has that. Is my point. I hope that when the shit gets rough, she don't let the men push her around. And maybe I'm speaking, and it's like she wouldn't have got this far with them pushing her around. Right. So maybe she does have a hard side. Yeah, maybe she does have an edge to her where she's going to make shit move and get shit done. I mean, when you run on things like, I'm going to do sanitation, I'm going to do school, I'm going to make after school programs, like, that shit all sounds great, and it's great. It's why they cast a ballot for you. It's why they put in a vote for you. But you need funds to do that. And it's like, some of that shit can go by the wayside because they just can't get funding, lack of funding. Some other people that you're trying to get financing from may say no. Something may happen bad in the city, like a 2-foot snowstorm or something like that. Like, all that kind of shit backs the budget up, and you got to allocate funds from here to there, and you're taking away from SEPTA to put the snow plows or whatever the fuck. But I just hope everything goes right, and I hope she does a fantastic job for Philly.
One of the things that I was going through my mind when she was talking, I got her acceptance speech, I guess is what you would call it. She focused a lot on education, on economic stability, on helping people to achieve economic success. And I thought to myself, we know the what do you call it? The low-hanging fruit in Philadelphia is the violence. And she didn't speak on that at all and we watched a pretty good chunk of it. But it crossed my mind, I appreciate the approach that she's taking and saying, you know, if we keep the kids in school, we get them better education, we help the parents to establish that economic stability, which will hopefully trickle down, then that will hopefully change the view for the next generation, because it's people that are more educated, that have more economic stability, are less likely to be violent and commit violent crimes. I don't have no stats on it, but I know that to be true.
That part is common sense.
So it makes sense that she's saying that, like, let's build up. I also think there does need to be an approach from, okay, you do have to, like, you got to work it from both ends. You're going to build up, but this is still going to be happening. So while we're waiting for these generations to get to that point where they kind of, these people are now older and they're either dead or all in jail. They all killed each other, meaning the shooters and all that stuff. But you got to fix it now.
Mm-hmm.
But so I saw somebody ask a question on social media. Was like, everybody seems to be excited, and they don't live in Philly, but they were like, everybody seems to be excited. What is her view on handling the violence? And what people said is she is a proponent to reinforce stop and frisk. What do you feel about that?
I think that can get a little dicey. There shouldn't be stop and frisk, because stop and frisk has always been the two times that it's been activated in Philly, it's always been geared towards Black and brown people. So it almost, like, stop and frisk the statistics said it put lots of people in jail for menial charges. So I don't know if you're going to stop and frisk. Is it still a decriminalization on weed? Is it still a decriminalization on small amounts of drugs? If it's still stop and frisk, those things have to be ironed out, because if you do stop and frisk and you're finding guns, yeah, take people to jail. But if you don't stop and frisk and you're finding 2 bags of weed, you can't start taking people to jail again, because then it creates another problem with the jail, the probation, and all that shit again.
I think the focus is on the guns. Stop and frisk to find these guns and get them off the street. And like you said, stop and frisk previously, it created some problems because it did focus on black and brown men primarily. But guess what? The facts are the facts. Yes, white men are shooting and doing crimes too, but the statistics of it being Black and brown men are higher. That's, again, it's like the shooting of the cop, the Temple University police officer, was a white boy from Bucks County. So I am 100% aware that yes, there are white people committing crimes too, but there is a huge disparity in the numbers between the white boys that are committing the violence in Philadelphia and the Black and brown.
Absolutely.
So if the ends justify the means, and not to say that it's permanent, but if this is just like Operation Safe Streets had the cops on every corner, if you got to bring in a National Guard temporarily to impede the violence, do whatever is necessary, because they're going to kill each other. They're going to kill the city before you can get them in school all day to educate them.
Yeah, but when the National Guard, like, the Army is not supposed to police. They're not trained to. So we sit around and talk about the police got fucked up training. Bring the Army in here and try to police the fucking a major city like Philadelphia. It will go wrong.
Or maybe that's a little far.
It'll go wrong quickly.
But, I'm just saying,
I do hear what you're saying about they got to do something with the guns. But again, stop and frisk, you putting the police in danger, because, again, you stopping people with switches and 30-round clips, and these kids don't they feel like they're getting stopped and they got a gun. They might start shoot at cops more. There'll be more of that on the news. Stop and frisk may not, like, that's that shit Joe Biden did, and when he was when he wasn't the president. But that kind of shit it's got to be some, like, we got to talk about that, because that shit can start like a bunch of bad stuff.
I don't think, of course, it's going to stop all the violence. However, I do think everybody there's far too many people that are willing to shoot at a police officer. It blows my mind. And maybe this is a little naivete, but the lack of respect, like how many times we hear about, like, you always told me back in your day, they didn't shoot at the cops.
Nah.
Like, it used to be crazy when you heard of a cop getting shot. It's like, oh my God. Because it would be like, this is the first time in 3 years or something. Now, I think a couple weeks ago, they said like 4 cops that got not killed, but had got shot in like a week. It's crazy. So I do agree that too many cops are being shot at. But I also don't believe that all of these young boys out here that have a gun they're not willing to use it against their opponent, let alone at a police officer. They want to fake like they tough. They want to have it, or maybe they're scared and they have it. But I think it will help to fray. And of course, it's not a stop and frisk may not be a solution, but it may eliminate some.
The young kids today are worse than we was when I was young. When we was young, we had the wherewithal not to shoot at cops. These kids today will kill anything. They will kill another kid, women, children, grandmothers. Nobody's off limits. Back when I grew up in the streets, there was a code. It was a real code. You saw your op, your enemy with a mom, with a kid. It wasn't no beef. It was like, oh, I'll see him later. But now, nah. So these kids have guns, and they have big guns, and they use them. Every night we turn on the news, somebody's getting killed. They are not scared to shoot guns at all. So, but I agree with you. Like, something has to be done. I just don't know if she's an enforcer of stop and frisk. That would have to be. You can't just throw that in there, like all this good stuff you saying, and then stop and frisk is back. Like, that shit can be bad for the city, especially while it's in the turmoil that it's in.
Well, but shout out, to her. Congratulations. I hope. I don't really have an opinion either way. I've seen some people saying they weren't a fan. I don't have an opinion either way. I don't know much about her. I didn't have to pay attention. Well, maybe I should have, even though I don't live in Philadelphia. It's close enough. But yeah, just congratulations to being the first woman. She's not the first African American or black person to be mayor, because we had Mayor Wilson Good and then John Street. But she is the first woman, so congratulations to her.
Remember them though, John Street, and fucking Wilson Good.
Wilson Good bombed those people on Osage Avenue.
Remember, he was against that white dude, the Italian guy,
Rizzo. Yeah. Wilson Good bombed those the move people. So for that, he might not see us in heaven.
And you see what happens when you call the National Guard. That's what they did. They couldn't control that block, the regular police, because the African guys were shooting at them, and they called in the National Guard, and they brought a fucking bomb to a residential neighborhood. That's what happens. Yeah, this shit can go wrong when you bring them people in. Let's go to the Grams.
I was a little late.
Gram 1, go.
Lauryn Hill.
How can you make people pay for tickets? People complain that you're 2 hours late, and then you tell them it's a privilege that I'm here.
My thing is,
as if it was free.
My thing is this, and I am a fan of Lauryn Hill's first album. I don't know who this Lauryn Hill is. I don't know who this Lauryn Hill woman is now. I know she's been through a lot. Emotionally, personally, the relationships, the babies, and all that kind of stuff. But I feel like people who are still buying a ticket I wanted to go to her show so bad, thinking, wow, that would be so awesome to see Lauryn Hill. And you think to yourself, there's a chance that she might not show up. Like, if you already know that in
insurance for that ticket.
If you already know that in your
$17
head,
insurance, you need to get that.
Yeah, if you already know that in your head about a person, who wants to take that chance? I'm not buying a ticket to see anybody that I know their track record shows that they may not show up. Like, not even they may be late, which her lateness is apparent, and her, I don't give a F attitude is apparent about it. But the fact that it wasn't even a guarantee she was going to be there.
It's the expectation of the miseducation of Lauryn Hill, the crying, the being on stage, the emotion. People think they're going to get that. And what they do is they buy a ticket. Show starts at 8. She shows the fuck up at 9:45, 10 o'clock. People left.
Doesn't give
they're
a great
booing.
show.
She's singing songs. The songs that you love, she's singing them because
with a different melody.
Yeah, because she can't, because she doesn't own them. So she can't sing them the way you know them on the radio.
Right.
So she's singing these hits that you like, but they don't sound right. You can't sing them with the melody because you don't know that.
You know what's crazy though? Because I would.
But just the audacity to tell somebody that you guys are privileged because I'm here on stage. Like, you should be happy that I'm just here. You're 2 fucking hours late.
I'm surprised though that anybody in terms of like a tour manager or whoever's responsible for like putting these shows together, I am very surprised that they are still giving her the time of day, because
she sells the tickets. Once the tickets sell, it's
can
like
you imagine the
insurance
claims that are being filed to get money back?
Yeah.
So she's selling the tickets, but then you're gonna have to reimburse some of these people their money. I would
As
think.
this is growing and becoming a thing now with her, because it was been a thing for like it's been bubbling for like a year.
Right.
That she's showing up late, she's not showing up, she's singing these fucked up songs, and it's like now it's at its peak point where like people, how you gonna tell the fans, y'all, you should be honored that I'm here?
Well, and this,
like I get it, you're Lauryn Hill, we're glad to see you. We that's why we're here, but you can't 2 hours late and just tell us that. Like, we're not agitated a little bit.
There's a sense of humility.
We went to see fucking Jay-Z, and he was an hour and a half late.
Yeah.
But don't get me wrong. He showed up, and he tore it the fuck down.
And we've seen him other times, too, and that hasn't happened. So I don't know what happened that night. This show was supposed to
start at 8. He didn't come till like
9:45.
Yeah, 9:45.
And it was a Wednesday.
But he rocked out till 12:30 in the morning.
Yeah. But you know what, though? It's crazy because I feel like, and I mean... Yeah, I feel like as an artist, there is a sense of humility that you need to have. And when I say artist, whether you play the piano, whether you do hair, whether you sing a song, whether you draw a stick figure, there is a sense of humility that I think should come with that, an appreciation that people want your art and like your art and appreciate your art. It shouldn't be the other way around. You're not giving. Yes, I should appreciate that you showed up for a free show.
Right.
I should appreciate that you showed up for charity. Right. I don't have to appreciate that you showed up for something that I paid for. Exactly. That's like me buying a meal and the chef saying, you should appreciate I cooked you food. I paid for you to cook my food. Like, now if you're offering me a free meal, then yes, I appreciate your generosity. I appreciate you for giving me something. But this is reciprocal here. I'm paying you to give me a show. I want the show.
I'm buying a service.
Yeah.
Just like I'm buying a Chick-fil-A meal, I'm buying a ticket to a concert.
Yeah, you didn't give out these tickets for free.
On this day when I get there at this time. It's what the ticket says. So when I show up at 8 o'clock, somebody's supposed to come out and entertain me.
But that lack of humility, that ego that she has, it's probably has been her downfall. And the crazy thing is she's had one album, The Miseducation of Lauryn Hill. I love the album. She had a song on Queen and Slim's soundtrack that I love that song. She wrote a song that is one of my favorite songs ever. I don't like her version because it's like kind of rock. But Marsha Ambrosia sings it. It's called Lose Myself. One of my favorite songs ever. So her talent is there still, even since the miseducation. It just is shown in other ways. But mentally, something is going on where she needs to go back into obscurity and, get herself together, or not. Just leave us alone. Stop coming out with these toys. Leave us alone.
Stop.
Us meaning the people, because I ain't spending $1.
And being so fucking arrogant about it, it's just such a turn off. It's like we the fan, not we, because I never bought a Lauryn Hill ticket, but fans pay your salary. You're getting paid to do this venue. Why? Because 5,000 people bought tickets to come see you. Like that's why they have the money to pay you. But when you show up and you supposed to do 16 songs and you do fucking 8 and you talking about good night, no. Like you already an hour and a half late. You do fucking not even 10 songs and you want to leave?
Right.
Like that's crazy. That's not cool.
Yeah. Next, Graham.
40-Year-Old Virgin. We all seen the movie, and sometimes life imitates art. Yvonne Orji, we all know, actress from Insecure, a few other things. She's been in some movies and things like that. Is 39 years
Molly
old.
was her name.
Molly, yeah. And even it's ironic because in that show she was known to sleep with a lot of men. Mm-hmm. She's 39 years old and just did an interview the other day saying, she's still a virgin and still looking for Mr. Right.
And how ironic is her last name, Orgy?
Yeah, and she did admit that she has a lot of sexual pent up energy. Do you think she? Well, I don't want to say she. Do you think a person hypothetically go too far being 40 years old and not having any sex? Because if you're 20, if you're 30, okay, but you're 40 now, it's like it's probably something you should experience, even if it's not Mr. Right. Like, but you're 40 now. You're 39, but
it's like, the God in me, the Christian woman that I am, of course, I didn't wait till I was 40.
Right.
But it says, you know what, that's how God intended for us to live. I think part of her problem is stop talking about it. I mean, and you tell me, but I've heard men say this.
Nope, don't want it.
No man, especially a grown man, wants to be a woman's first.
Don't want it.
And I'm sure it's not even a thing of it hasn't been Mr. Right. I think because of her upbringing, you know, she's Nigerian.
Mm-hmm.
Because of her upbringing, I don't know if she's a Christian or if she practices, you know, a religion native to her home country. So I don't know if this is like a thing where she's waiting. It's not that she's waiting for Mr. Right. She's waiting for Mr. Right to marry her. So she's waiting for marriage. I don't know. But that can be scary for a man. Now, of course, once y'all meet, you're going to have to tell him anyway. I mean, now it might be too late because the world knows. But I don't think this is something that she should have keep. And not to say, I don't know. See, it makes me feel conflicted because I think it's a beautiful message to give to young women, to let them know that you can wait. You can save yourself. You don't have to be promiscuous. You don't have to have sex. But I don't feel like that. I don't hear about her like doing, and maybe she is, but I don't hear about her. I hear her talking about this when she's doing like grown-up interviews. Not when she's talking to like children and, you know, trying to talk to young girls and young boys about sex education. If that's where you want to use this to kind of go in that direction, I salute. The message is beautiful. You know,
well, you can't, it's out there, so you can't help being asked a question, not unless you walk in interviews and say no virgin questions. But if you sit down with Gail and Gail says, you know, hey, it's out there that you're a virgin. Are you still? You said 3 years ago you were a virgin. Are you still? And it's like, yeah. Or you like, what do you? How do you?
I think too. Yeah, maybe that's where she made a mistake in talking about it from the beginning. Or okay, at this point it's out there. Then let's evolve the message and
turn it into, hey girls, this is something that you can follow and you don't have to be promiscuous.
Right.
You can wait.
Because now you just look like I'm a horny toad. I'm waiting for Mr. Right. My coochie is tingling and I just ain't found him yet. So it's like
a horny toad?
Like that.
What the fuck?
And that's
why she gotta be a toad? She a good looking woman.
I know I didn't mean it like that, but isn't that what they call a person who's really horny? They call them a horny toad. I don't mean in no way, shape, or form.
That should be called something else, like I don't know, a horn dog or whatever. But
yeah, I did not
know
mean
what
that.
You meant,
yeah, I think she's beautiful.
Toad.
I wasn't saying she looks like a toad. I was just using that, you know, terminology. I think she's beautiful. She's a sexy woman. She played them sex scenes great. And then I think
that's
too,
probably
it's something.
where all that pent up energy comes from.
Yeah, all like, that bumping and grinding.
If you've been dating, right, and you've been like, let me see if this is the right guy.
I'm sure you done had some.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
kisses.
you let me see if this is the right guy, and you've been necking and getting all warmed up and been like, nah, we're not going to do it tonight. Like, what the? You've been swollen down there, sending dudes home with blue ball or giving guys hand jobs and not really having sex.
See, that's the thing. I don't think she may kiss and you know, cuddle. Maybe not even cuddle. She may kiss. I don't think she's doing anything sexual. Like, don't touch my sex organs and I won't touch yours.
I think she has to. You can't be with guys and necking and getting them all aroused and just sending them the fuck home.
But that's why I think when she's saying she hasn't found Mr. Right, I don't think there's any man that is moving forward with it because she isn't doing those things. But that's another thing too. Even if you don't evolve the conversation to like, you know, towards sex education or abstinence education for children, then let's evolve the conversation in a different way. Okay, what has not been Mr. Right about all of these Mr. Wrongs? What are you looking for? Is sex the biggest hindrance in these relationships moving forward? Or are there other things? Like, are you trying to fix it? And are you using it? Like, are you using any kind of toys to satisfy yourself? Or are you literally living with this 40, I don't even want to say 40 years of pent up sexual tension, because maybe your tension didn't start to 15. So like 25 years. Like,
y'all are.
You had sex at 11, so please.
We talking about, you ain't got to put that out.
You want me to edit it out?
No, I'm just saying you have to put that out there.
I'm just saying, I wish that she had never put this tagline. It's almost like clickbait. But is that what you want to attach to? Like, you're a talented actor, you're a pretty funny comedian. Like, why do you want this attached to you?
Do you tell when it happens? Now that you told when it's not happening, because you're gonna want people to stop asking you, "Are you a virgin?" So do you have to tell when it happens so that you diminish that question? Now?
I really don't.
Now you have to put that out there so that the other things stop getting asked.
I don't think that she's going to have sex until she's married. Like, so I think then she'll
be another 5 years. Like, it could be next year. It could be another 5 years.
Something,
being as you 39, when you was 25, you meet a guy. It may have taken 3 to 5 years for you to realize this is my husband. Now that age is up, is that process expedited?
Yes, it is.
Where it ain't taking 3 to 5 years. Now I need to know if you're the one in 6 months.
Yeah, I need
because I don't need a 5-year relationship then get married, because that's 5 more years of me not having sex.
It's different questions. It's different standards. It's a different tolerance for things now that you're a woman of a certain age. You need to know credit scores. Does he have a passport? Does he have someone was talking about
child support, kids?
Well, somebody was talking about this, like the question. It actually was a gay man, and he talking about dating. He was like, certain questions I'm just going to get out the way. And somebody suggested, ask them if they have TSA pre-check, because that does a lot of the background check you don't even got to do for yourself. But like, it's just different questions. Do you have a Roth IRA? Your children, what are your relationships like with them? Are your parents still living? What are your relationships like with them? And I mean, so it's different questions where you can kind of weed out some of the nonsense. Like, it shouldn't take, this is just my opinion, it shouldn't take, at 40 years old, it shouldn't take 5 years for somebody to marry you. Like, clock is ticking, boo. Clock is ticking, and there's something down there that's like pulsating. Like, let's get this show on the road. I'm just saying. It's throbbing. Like, let's get this show on the road. And if he smell good and he coming to pick you up, and when he go to give you a kiss, good night, and he touch you right there, like right above your butt, but not quite your butt, and he just,
But if she's dating and she's like, all right, let's, it's raining today, come over, we're gonna do some Netflix and chill. I will cook dinner in the house. And you well, do we and it's like, well, I don't really want to come. This is a hypothetical. I don't really want to come over because you against. But it's like, no, we could do some stuff. We just ain't penetrating. So it's like, yeah, we necking, we kissing. You may be squeezing a tit while we tonguing. I may be rubbing your Johnson, but you can't send me home like this.
That's why I don't think she's doing all of that.
You don't think she's watching movies and having dates? Like,
I don't think a lot of the physical stuff is going on, because like you said, she's grown, he's grown a lot. And I think men are probably scared to even approach the situation, because you're going in knowing that we're not going to have sex. And unfortunately, there's a lot of men. I think she's probably going to have to find someone from her same culture that's still a virgin.
But what would be the line? We're not going to have sex, or we're not going to do anything. Because if we can neck, and I can kiss you on your neck and kiss you and maybe caress a titty.
No,
I can't do any of that.
It gotta stay above the shoulders.
So no sexual organs, just kissing.
Yeah.
Kissing and necking ain't arousing.
It is, but I mean,
especially when you can kiss, like if you really can kiss like that.
But it's probably
good.
A kiss when I see you, and then a kiss when you leave. Like, we ain't sitting. If we sitting on the sofa kissing, I'm gonna end up on my back. I'm just saying, or you gonna end up on your back. I'm just saying that's what's going to happen. Wow. So I don't even think she's allowing things to go to that point. And let's just put this out there, and you tell me. Comedian women are sometimes, like, I think I'm a little funny. Like, y'all know that's one of my bucket list things. I'm gonna do an open mic one night, and he thinks I'm the funniest person in the world. But real comedian women are a little goofy.
Yeah.
Do you think, like, maybe that she and I'm not talking about physical attraction, because again, she's a beautiful woman, she has a nice body, she has a lucrative career, but do you think that maybe like men just ain't feeling her, like maybe she's a little goofy?
Nah, the goofiness, the playfulness, the funny, it's not. Yeah, I mean, not unless you're like Amanda Seals or something, like then it would be like no, but.
She's not a comedian.
She is a comedian. She's a stand-up.
Oh, that's right. She is a comedian. I'm thinking she's. You know what? it's crazy because her activism in my mind
Yeah,
takes precedent
like,
over her comment. You're right.
No, but yeah, Yvonne Orji, no, I wouldn't.
So you don't think like she's a goofball?
No, I just think she's funny. Like, I don't think she's... I mean, I think she's goofy. I'm sure she is. She's a goddamn comedian.
But not too goofy where it makes her unattractive.
Yeah, I don't think so. That was the last gram?
No, one more. What you got?
A review on a Sides Chicken. We went to a Sides Chicken. Not that we want to give it any business, but people know about the sides.
So we have been here. I have been hearing about us. You heard it too from a friend, from Danny or whatever, and I heard it was good. Long lines for chicken, and I'm like, okay, how good could this place be? I really had no intention. I'm thinking I'm probably never going to taste it because it's in Philly. It's in places we don't really even frequent at all in Philly, like the locations. But then I saw on Instagram that one was popping up near us, not too far, in Jersey. So I was like, oh, okay. We missed the grand opening, which we probably would not have gone to anyway because they were giving out free food like all day and our line was ridiculous. But the next day we had a chance to go and I thought it was really good. So it's a chicken place. They make chicken sandwiches, chicken fingers. They got fries. They do these things called loaded fries. I might want to try those this weekend where it's like fries and it has like chopped up chicken on top of it. And the chicken, comes different heat levels, mild, hot,
very hot,
and then it went up to like Reaper. So I think it was like 5 levels. This guy was like, what's hotter, mild or hot? He almost flipped a lid. Like, what did he say?
What? What the fuck did he say?
Like, who doesn't know that? I thought on a scale of 1 to 10, what would you give Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich?
10. Okay.
I would give Chick-fil-A a 9, and I would give a sides a 10.
Wow.
I thought a sides was really good.
You out the fucking pocket. You're never going to meet with Chick-fil-A again.
I like Chick-fil-A. But Chick-fil-A chicken tastes like Chick-fil-A chicken. It's good. The batter tastes good. A sides chicken, the batter tastes like home cooked chicken to me. And that's what I liked. Chick-fil-A, I don't like Kentucky. What would you rank Kentucky's chicken on 1 to 10?
Come on now. That's like a...
You love Kentucky. 8. Or you used to.
Yeah, I would give it a hard 8.
So what would you give a sides?
A sides was like a 7. It was good. It was not, I got nothing bad to say about it. It was good. Very good chicken sandwich. But it wasn't on the level of Kentucky Fried Spicy Chicken. It wasn't on the level of Chick-fil-A's chicken sandwich. Spicy chicken sandwich or a home style. It was not. And you know what? Even grilled, it's just not on the level of Chick-fil-A. And that's chicken with no batter. So that was even better. But again, it's good. And it wasn't expensive. So it's a good chicken sandwich. Yeah, it's a good chicken sandwich. I would, if you want to go there, you're not going to be disappointed. Yeah. But when you compare it to Chick-fil-A, Chick-fil-A is one of the greatest pieces of chicken ever made, as far as fast food.
But I've heard now again,
other than Chick-fil-A, it was Danny's Watt before that.
But no, one of the things though, I've heard people that have had chicken from other places like Zaxby's, which is down south, and what's the other place that's down south? The
Bojangles?
Yeah, I've heard that they outshine Chick-fil-A as well.
I wouldn't doubt that because it's down south.
Yeah.
And
so that's what we're kind of, we don't have many options.
The menus ain't the same. Like they selling red beans and rice and shit. And
well, that's Popeyes.
And when you down south, it's different. Black eyed peas with your chicken. And it's like, they ain't got that shit up north. So they may be cooking it different down there, different spices and stuff.
Yeah, I've heard Zaxby's and Bojangles is pretty good. I thought the size was, it comes with like a sauce on it, a little bit of coleslaw and cheese, but you can get all or some or none of that. He had his plain, I had mine. Oh, and pickles. I love pickles on chicken sandwiches. I don't know why y'all don't get the pickles at Chick-fil-A. It's something about that mix of the fried chicken and the vinegar from the pickle. It's amazing.
It's the butter on the bread too.
Yeah. So I had mine as it comes with the sauce, the coleslaw, the pickles, the cheese, and I loved it. The fries were good, and it is a good portion. A chicken sandwich. They call it a slider, but it is not a slider. When you think of a slider, you think of a small sandwich. This is not small. It's like a regular size chicken sandwich. And it comes with fries. I didn't eat. I ate my sandwich and half of my fries. Like, it was a nice size portion. On a day where like we weren't really hungry, we wouldn't, because he likes his plain, but we could split the sandwich and split the fries. Like, it was a nice portion of food. So
yeah, Chick-fil-A would be out of pocket if they had Big Mac sauce and cheese on it. It was good, but it's just nowhere near Chick-fil-A
I enjoyed
level.
it. Yeah, I enjoyed it. I'm looking forward to having it again. Not all the time, but again. Did you learn anything?
No, we didn't do that. We went to the Grams. What you learn anything is before the Grams.
All
I'm
right.
about to do a rap.
Black love questions. We went too long.
Went too long.
All right, I talked too much.
No, we just went too long. We just saved some stuff.
All right, we catch y'all
Let's
next
do
time.
a wrap. Back to the podcast, episode 148, coming to a close. It's your boy International Walk.
It's your girl Tosh, the co-hostess with the most.
And again, we hanging out on Facebook at act2thepodcast.com, Instagram, fucking around on TikTok, YouTube, Spotify, Amazon Music, Google Podcasts, Podcast Index, Podcast Addict, and Pod Chaser, and Player FM. If you fuck with us, you fuck with us. If you don't, you should. Peace. Start again.